align your expectations with the actions that you take. So if you're not really risking anything, you should not expect something different to result. I ate a whole pizza maybe a month or two ago, right? I was feeling like shit afterwards, and this is what got me thinking about this phrase. And I'm like, what was I expecting exactly to happen? You know what I mean? Um, just aligning your expectations with your actions. And so if you're taking bigger risks, then you can expect for bigger rewards or heavier losses.
It's true, and a lot of the successful, and in the end, that life is a lot like poker, and we all get a hand to play, and it's not all the same hand, but our success can be a lot to do with how we play it more than what cards we have, and
Absolutely.
and oftentimes the people that win the tournament are not the people that make the safe bets all the time and make the small incremental gains. It's the people that get big hands and they win big and then they lose a big hand where they took a big risk and they take a shot. It's it's not often that the person that ends up at the final table is a person who rarely lost. It was folding out of a lot, or was rarely betting a lot, and was just kind of, you know, a gradual climb up to the top. I think a lot of them are people that saw big swings in their pot, and they just kind of, it just ended up at the end that they won a lot more than they lost, but the net the movement of it all was a lot greater another person who might have not lost often hands wise, but ultimately loses because you can't win the tournament by just picking and choosing and only trying to just never lose. You'll they'll never win if all they're trying to do is never lose. You know
You
that.
know, that mindset, I think maybe it's heavier in our culture, American culture. I'm not sure. I'm sure it's not all of it. Just seems like so many of us have that mindset of don't lose. And it gets so crippling that you don't play.
That probably does happen a lot, and I would say even a lot of us would probably admit to ourselves that if I don't try, I can't lose. And then that happens in a lot of cases, I believe. I feel like even I've seen in a lot of other people too, and myself at times in the education system, kind of taking that route, sort of the, you know, not not. It's almost weird. Like you're not really risking anything. At least for K through 12, you're not even risking anything for trying hard. Maybe you're risking something socially, or you're just risking displeasure, the hardship of trying hard. But like, I feel like people should
Mm,
people should be more go go ham and go deep in school.
here's the thing though. I don't think there's a lot of opportunity for that.
Some places there are not. I agree.
I would say most public
I was
educational facilities
I was
are
I was
don't
lucky.
have that.
I was lucky. I went to a private school in middle school where you could jump 3, 4, 5 grades in a subject if you put the work into it. I had a classmate who literally tested out of the entire year's history within a few months and then spent the rest of the year in independent studies. And then I went to a public school I was fortunate to go to where there was all the honors and advanced placement courses you could want, and you can take the courses you want, and it's very regular that if someone wanted to go to calculus when there's a sophomore, you can do that if you're working towards that. And I mean, there were kids that had adult jobs in high school doing stuff, database and network stuff. There was this guy. It was funny. He was making like a salary that would be respectable as a college grad, and yeah, not everyone gets those sorts of schools. I know that that's one of the biggest things with public run education is it's just there's so much diversity and local, you know, locality is so key. I mean, where's what school district you're in is totally, you know, important.
Well, have you seen the movie Meet the Robinsons?
The Robinsons. Is that a computer animated?
Yeah.
It's yeah, I think I've seen parts of it maybe. I'm not
The
sure.
theme of it was that you embrace your failures.
Mhm.
And it was fantastic, I think, theme wise, because there's so much to learn in that mindset of trying something, and then if you fail, you embrace it and you keep trying.
Mrs. Frizzle would say as much, and she would,
Yeah,
yeah.
I uh, kind of discovered that show when I was teaching in Korea,
Mhm.
and the whole take chances,
Make mistakes,
make
get messy.
mistakes, get messy. I wanted to get a tattoo of it.
Mhm.
Like that, the heart of that message is fantastic. Like that really is, I think, the way to approach life.
Yeah, that does resonate. Uh, even outside of education, like we were saying, you gotta go deep. You're not gonna get.
Take chances, make mistakes, get messy. And she makes it seem like so much fun.
Mhm.
And I keep forgetting that. God,
But
why is it so easy to forget that?
yeah, it is easy. So that's another thing is a lot of times it's not a decision that we know we're making when we slip into that low intensity wavelength and we're living that low risk, low reward sort of style. I think it's not something you just decide to do and you do it. I think it's something that you slip into and then you realize after months or years, then you're like, damn, you know.
I haven't been taking chances. I haven't been making mistakes. I haven't been getting messy.
And you look back and you're like, every day you were just working for short periods of time, just trying to get through and get by on
To
something,
exist
and then
rather than to thrive.
and this is all cliche obviously, but and you're constantly, it doesn't mean it's less true, but you're constantly looking ahead to what hasn't happened yet, and you're missing what's happening right now, or
And when you pass
you're
those things
looking
that you were looking ahead to, your
you're
mindset's
already
on the next
you're
thing.
already looking forward again, and you only look back to feel bad about, feel bad about what you messed up and not learn from it, and then you can also live in the past in a way where you're just idolizing what happened, so it's like the future's bright, or even it's just something you want to happen and just get me out of the present. And also the past is something you look back and you're like, I wish I was back there, or I wish I could have done something differently, but you don't do it differently the next time it comes around.
What
And
the fuck?
I don't know, it's just but you know
Is there a but?
but even sometimes even that is kind of that poker game analogy. Um, we are being dealt new hands all the time, and if you realize that you just played the last five hands poorly, whether it's because you were taking huge risks and losing every single time, or if you're not taking any risks and you're not winning,
There's
uh,
always an opportunity to change
yeah,
immediately.
I think who was it that said something? Shoot, someone said it's never too late to change what you're doing, and it's never too late to dream. I can't remember who said it. Shoot, I just someone just had this on their Facebook or something maybe. Uh, somebody said something. I mean, I mean, anyone could have said that, but
I get the point.
yeah, then you can enter into the difference between here and there of how much you make or whatever it is. It's not as important as maybe how engaged you are and how challenged you are and all those things we were talking about, taking risks and learning from your learning and all that stuff. But a year out from winning the lottery, the person's happiness ratings, their own self-reported happiness ratings, are no different, not significantly different than a person who was horribly injured and paralyzed from the paralyzed from the waist down in some sort of accident a year out. The two people whose lives are totally altered and you would think different, opposite fashions are, they're sort of coming back down to the equilibrium of just feeling okay or whatever it is, um, after
It
some
relates. I
amount of time.
think. Have you heard Steve Jobs' um, graduation speech for some random class? I forget what it is. But he quoted a line from this magazine that was published in the 70s or something like that. And at the end of each issue, it had one phrase, and the phrase was "Stay hungry."
Hmm.
And it relates to the idea that things are not going to things are going to be intense and be enjoyable and engaging as long as you stay hungry for them. If you indulge really in any type of lifestyle, you're going to lose your hunger for it. You're going to lose your desire and you're going to lose your satisfaction. It's like you have to stay hungry.
Yeah, keep challenging yourself and working and never be satisfied and
Never be satisfied.
but wait, we want to be satisfied.
You have a tattoo above your your dick that says never satisfied. All
I,
your partners are like,
you know,
I don't think I want to be in this relationship.
yeah, it's like how where's that place between complacency and contentment, that like where do you fall? And
Probably the key is staying present. Like, I don't know if anyone has ever said that it was easy to do so, but in my opinion and experience, it's very, very, very difficult to stay in the moment, in any given moment.
yeah, man. Like
Because
how often do you find yourself when you're at any event or any place and you're just enjoying where you are and what you're doing? How often is it like reading about something else or looking at your phone or talking about something that's upcoming or what's happened before? Yeah.
yeah, because when you do, when you are, when you're really in the moment of whatever you're doing, whatever it is, anything, it's so enjoyable that time flies. It just soars.
Hey, man.
It
Like,
doesn't exist. It's not there. You're not at all thinking about it. You're kind of existing outside of time because time is really just um, a man-made concept.
yeah, it's like we were talking about earlier about when we were kids and you're just playing pretend and imagining and role playing a lot of time. Like, you know, that whole being outside of time or just time flying because you're having so much fun. That happens a whole lot when we were kids.
Yeah, you're not thinking I want to get home. I'm here too long, or just fragmented. Your mind is fragmented.
Compartmentalizing everything and not they're not connected.
So if the challenge tonight was to spend tomorrow mindfully being present in each moment throughout one day, how successful do you think you'll be tomorrow at doing that?
Um, well, I'm locked into going to work, or I just think I am.
Yeah, it's whatever you're
But
doing.
yeah, I'm gonna go to work, and I will try. I'm gonna. I think I'll give it a good try to, like you said, I'll be very present and engaged in what I'm doing, and
Like, catch yourself. If you're thinking, if you're somewhere other than you are physically, you're outside of the moment.
oh shit, now I'm gonna not be listening to like books on tape when I'm when
True.
I'm
I
there.
mean, modern technology has made it harder to be in the moment. Absolutely.
We're an escapist
Oh my God,
society.
100%. And we're going more and more towards that direction. But that's probably a conversation for another night.
Yeah, I'm
I
tired.
think I'll end this here, but I'm very interested in knowing how well you do tomorrow.
You too. And I would say right now the moment is telling me that sleep is good.
Okay, let me know how it goes.
You too. I'll try
Alrighty.
to talk to you tomorrow, or at least text or something. I don't know.
I will catch up with you a little later.
Good night.
Alrighty, peace.
See ya. Peace out.